Welcome back to Musicians Edition Music Theory class. We've made a quick mention about it, and now we're gonna learn about it. Today's lesson is all about key signatures. Ready? Let's go! Alright, so it gets kind of hard reading music with the flats or sharps written in every time. So there's a simpler way to know which flats or sharps will be used. It's called the key signature. The key signature shows right after the clef. Each key signature also has a name of its own. Now, do you remember back to the scales lesson? The key signature also ties into the scales. Well, let's take a closer look. Okay, so as we quickly mentioned in previous lessons, the key of C has no sharps or flats. So when you go to play the C major scale, you can determine how many sharps or flats are in the scale. So if you're playing the C major scale, how many sharps or flats are in the scale? None. Now, if you're looking at a sheet of music and you see that there are no sharps or flats, you know that every note will be a natural, unless it's noted otherwise. Okay, let's take a look at the key signature with the flats in them. Now, here's the key signatures with their names. Now, I'm not expecting you to memorize and know these today, as this is one of those things that it takes some time to really know them. But there are always little tricks you can use to try and figure them out. We'll get to these in a minute, but first, let's learn how to read these key signatures. Okay, so here's our first key signature. It has one flat. What note does this tell us will be flat? B. How do we know? Well, the flat is on what would be the note B. If you don't know or remember how to read notes, please refer back to Music Theory Lesson 1. Okay, so back to this key signature. So since it's on the B, that means every B will be B flat, unless there's a natural written next to it. If there's a natural symbol, that means all the B's will be natural, only within the same measure. Once we hit the next measure, it's back to B flat. This key signature is F. I don't really have a trick to remembering this one, so we'll just have to memorize it. So, since it's the key of F, when we play the F major scale, how many flats are in this scale? 1. In the F major scale, which notes are flat? B. Great job. If you're confused, no worries. The more we go along, the more things will start to click and you'll start to understand. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, shall we? Okay. Can you tell me how many flats are in this key signature? There are 2 flats. Which flats are they? B flat and E flat. Want to try to take a guess at what key signature this is? This is the key of B flat. Now, a little trick I learned, which you can now apply to the rest of the flatted key signatures, is take a look at the second to last flat. That is your key. So looking at this signature, what is the second to last flat? B flat. So it's the key of B flat. Now, if you were to play the correlating major scale, what note would you be starting on? B flat. How did you know? The name of the key signature ties in with the scale, which is also our first note. So, how many flats are in the B flat major scale? 2. What are they? B flat and E flat. Great job. Let's take a look at the next one. How many flats are in this key signature? 3. What are they? B flat, E flat, and A flat. What is the name of this key signature? E flat. I want to make a quick mention that the flats will always go in order. They will never scramble. B will always be the first flat. E will always follow. Then A. So on and so forth. We will never see it in any other way. Okay, back to our E flat key. So if we are playing the matching major scale, what scale would we play? E flat. And what note would we start on? E flat. And how many flats are in the E flat major scale? 3. And what are they? B flat, E flat, and A flat. Great! Getting a hang of it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so how many flats are in this key signature? There are 4 flats. What are they? B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. What key signature do you think this is? Remember to look at the second to last flat. This is the key signature of A flat. That means, which scale goes with this key signature? A flat major scale. And how many flats are in the A flat major scale? 4. And what are they? B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Now, how many flats are in this key signature? 5. What are they? B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. What key signature is this? D flat. What scale goes along with this key signature? D flat major scale. How many flats are in the D flat major scale? 5. What are they? B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. You see how they all tie together? Pretty neat, huh? And we have the G flat key signature and the C flat key signature. We don't see these as often, thank goodness. I said we don't see them as often, but there are pieces out there that are in these keys. All right, ready to hit the sharps? Now, just like the flats, the sharps tells us which note will be sharp throughout the song unless noted otherwise or unless we have a key change. So, how many sharps are in this key signature? 1. What note will be sharp? F. Great job. Now, the trick to figuring out this key's name is, it's the note above the sharp, with the exception to one of them. But this signature follows the rule. So, what is this key signature? This is the key of G, and everything about the scales is the same. So, this would go with the G major scale. And that also means the G major scale has one sharp, F sharp. Okay, let's look at the next key signature. How many sharps do we have? 2. What are they? F sharp and C sharp. What key signature is this? Key of D. So, what scale would you play? D major scale. How many sharps are in the D major scale? 2. What are they? F sharp and C sharp. It's very similar to the flats. Just like the flats, the sharps will also remain in order. Okay, let's look at the next one. How many sharps are in this key signature? 3. What are they? F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. What key signature is this? A. What scale would we play? A major scale. How many sharps does the A major scale have? 3. What are they? F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Great job. Okay, how many sharps does this key signature have? 4. What are they? F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. What key signature is this? E. Which major scale would we play? The E major scale. How many sharps are in the E major scale? 4. What are they? F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. This key signature is B. It has 5 sharps. The scale that would have to tie to this is B, and it would still have all these sharps in it. And then lastly, we have the F sharp key signature. These 2 key signatures are also in harder pieces. Wow, that's a lot to intake. Good thing I made a cheat sheet for you until you know them. Great job. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to ask in the comment section. Before you go, I'd also like to remind you to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification button so you don't miss any of our lessons. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time.